I'm done thinking about myself as a work in progress. I officially declare that I've arrived fully and I will no longer be seeking ways to grow or better myself or improve consciously, at least. I'm sure in the process of me experiencing my life and being in the flow states, which is what I really love, thinking about one thing at a time and really enjoying what I'm doing and being in the zone, whatever that may be. Um, that's what I'm about. And I've thought of myself for the longest time as, you know, something that I want to constantly make better and grow stronger. Um, and you know how it is with the whole, you know, self help mindset of, I mean, not necessarily 100% self help mindset, but yeah, largely. And yeah, it's not about the destination, it's not about, it is about the company, it is about the journey, it is about the experience, but it's not about the destination. And I think a lot of times people push you to be a better version of yourself, and I think that's 100% valid, especially if that person is a teacher you trust, or you know, a parent, or a friend, or a peer, or whatever. But or even if it's yourself, I certainly have pushed myself a lot in life to be better at things that I do, especially when it comes to my craft as an artist. Um, and you know, it is some sort of a habit, and currently it's gone kind of out of control for me in terms of it's become some sort of an obsession. Um, and it's resulted in me not being able to enjoy the present moment for the most part because I'm constantly on to the next thing, on to the next thing. And it can be ADHD or whatever, but yeah, whatever, I don't care what it is. It's a very real experience that I'm having, and I do think a lot of it is environment, even the fact that, you know, as a modern human, I have access to so much fucking information, and it's great on one hand, but social media, the internet, it definitely can be the cause of overwhelm. My relationship with it is kind of complicated in the sense that obviously I'm making this video right now, but and I watch a lot of content on YouTube, and um, in some ways it's fucking amazing because you know sometimes like, and I've been doing this for a while. I think since I was like a little, not a little kid, but like you know I was a youngster, like a, so yeah, like I would like watch a film and then I would like go up like and, you know, go on the internet and just like search any like related media I could find. Especially it's like really fun on YouTube when you can find like interviews and stuff. Like I did that for Challengers recently, and it's really fun to um, connect with the artists that you like the works of in that way. And I think the internet has allowed us to create and consume art in a totally new way that uh, wasn't the case for hundreds of years. Humans used to, if they wanted to hear um, a particular orchestra, they would have to go and, you know, buy a ticket, and sure they would come, and they'd had to like get ready and like, commute to that, you know, like it was a very physical thing. Like consuming art was a very physical, I think, matter. Like they would have to like actually like dress up, figure out a way to like get to the venue, find their seats. There's like a lot of steps that goes into it. Like sit down, like wait for the show to start, and then watch the show. And obviously, like I mean, personally for me, for sure, and I think there's like most people would agree with me that like watching a concert live, or a play, or like any sort of like live art, um, it's if it's good, it's mind blowing, truly. And it's always so much fun to, even like with films, like obviously like I think like we're the first generation to like get to like stream films. Like you used to, I mean, cinema filmmaking is such a young art form. It's like maybe like around like 100 years old, which is like really young in terms of like when you think about like painting, for example. Like we've been doing that for like I think thousands of years. Started all the way I think with our caves and stuff. So cinema's really young, but like you get this like young art form, and it's already going through so much change with streaming, because it's such a different experience when you watch a film. Like Challengers, I watched it in the theater, and that was like an insane fucking experience, especially like watching it for the first time. And then like I watched it again like on my TV, like on my computer, but it was still a great fucking experience because it's a great film, but it's not comparable at all to the experience of going to a theater and watching a film, which, back to my point, has been the case for the past, maybe 90 years of this art form. Like 90% of this art form has been like, if you wanted to like consume a movie, if you wanted to like watch a film, you had to go to the theater. And now in the past like 10 years, it's like, 10, 20 years, you have like CDs, DVDs, which I like grew up with. And now streaming, which is like the way to watch a lot of shit. I was watching White Lotus on Crave. I was enjoying that as well. And yeah, it's even TV. Like it used to be like like you need a TV to watch TV, and now you don't even need TV anymore. You can watch TV on your iPad. But yeah, you get the point. So yeah, there's a lot of like there's a lot of shit for me to consume, and obviously I love media, I love films, I love all that shit, but it's like it is quite overwhelming, especially with like all the yeah, you can watch anything. Like you can watch stuff on your phone, you can watch stuff on your iPad, on your computer, on your fucking, if you have like that Samsung TV, I don't know, I think you can the not the TV, the refrigerator. I think you can watch reels on that too. But yeah, I think that's kind of the future that I see, and I really hope it doesn't happen. Cause like I would be like so fucking overwhelmed. Like I think like nowadays like we have like billboards and like fucking just like I don't know like screens like some screens like outside where there's like advertisement on it or whatever, and like I do, and like we see ads like on all these different like platforms and on our phone, on our computers, everywhere, even in the theater before the film begins. But yeah, I mean, in the future, I do think like people would want to like put up as many screens as possible, like maybe even like the um yeah, so they can advertise shit. And like I really hope I'm not like walking in a world where I'm just like walking into like screens, just like in the middle of like different screens, instead of like walking in like in the middle of trees, or like I don't know, like by the water or something. Um, yeah, I truly think like the only way we can just actually genuinely like calm our nervous system is to go back to nature and spend time in nature. And it could be as simple as just sitting by the water and just like looking at the water. And like I really usually like recently especially find myself just want to check my phone like constantly, just like scroll. Like, I think I've become addicted to fucking scrolling, which is like it's really fucking funny. Like why? I really don't I mean, no shame, no judgment, but yeah, it's like a complicated relationship because like on one hand I get so much like information that truly shapes who I am and helps me navigate my life, and I get inspired like watching all these different, like consuming all these different types of media. Not all of it is obviously inspiring, but yeah, some of it really is, like Challengers, like other good films. But yeah, at the same time, it's like I gotta find that balance between like feeling bored, or genuinely just like instead of like, cause I do think like some might think like watching films is a passive activity. I don't think it's a passive activity because like I mean, it could be like, it depends on how you watch it, but like if you're like genuinely paying attention and you're like watching it and you're not like, I don't know, like on your phone when you're watching a film, or you're not like, it's just not like something you're like putting on the back, because like sometimes we put like shows on the background to just like and then we're like cleaning or something, like not that, but like when you're actually like watching a movie, it's not passive, it's like you're emotionally engaging with it, and it can be truly deeply impactful. Like that emotional journey that the movie takes you on can be truly deeply impactful. So I went on some sort of a tangent. I was talking about not thinking myself as a, but yeah, I think like also another aspect of it is like when you consume so much shit, you like, it's kind of like impossible to like not start comparing yourself to like all these different things, because like it used to be like where people like maybe like all their lives they would only know like, I don't know, like a couple of hundreds of people, and now there's so many people I kind of not know, but like I'm aware of their existence, you know again through media. I'm just like scrolling and I see like all these different people, all these different lives, all these different people, and it's again fucking overwhelming for my nervous system, because I don't think it's like normal for us to like know that these many people like exist and these many lives, because like that's the thing, it's like again kind of gets you to the point of like it's impossible to not compare your life. And it doesn't start in like a sinister way, it doesn't start in a like, oh my god, I'm just like constantly thinking about what I lack, which is again the whole concept of like thinking of yourself as a work in progress, and how these self-help industries make their money. It's just like the first sentence of that argument is, I need to make the first sentence of the argument of I need to make myself better, is like that automatically is putting you in a position where you don't think of yourself as somebody that's good enough. Because if you were good enough, if you were good, if you were great, if you thought of yourself as somebody that was great, why would you even think about? So again, there's like things that obviously exceptions, like people feel good, like I don't know, sometimes killing other people, or like fucking just committing fraud or like stealing money. So like that's not okay. But like if it's just like you're genuinely okay with like and feel good about like being whoever the fuck it is that you are, and you're not like harming other people, what's the harm in that? Why should we always strive to be better? Why can't we just be good enough? Because that mentality can get really sinister and get really fucking upsetting and cause a lot of depression and anxiety, and especially for artists. Because I do believe artists are like prone to a lot of that shit, unfortunately. And a lot of that has to do with the industry that we work in. It's like it's constantly putting us in constant competition with each other rather than um, fostering a community of artists that work together to build even greater creations. Because like no matter how great of an artist you are, the work of a team is always going to be greater than the work of an individual, and that's facts. And that's not something I'm like not even interested in arguing with it, because it's like that's the way of that's the natural way of being. That's how we are in nature. Because like on some level we are animals. Like we have gone through some sort of an evolution from like monkeys to now this, and it's like we are social creatures. Most creatures on this planet are social creatures. There's not like one single thing of anything. Rarely. There's trees. There's I don't know octopi. There's humans. There's shoes. You know, like what's the point of like constantly wanting to like be better than somebody else? A lot of times back to like the whole industry thing, like it is like making art these days is expensive, and you know, it can feel like you have to like kind of like compete with like other artists for like the spotlight, or you know, the stage, or the mic, or the I don't know, the opportunity. But um I'm deciding to refuse. I'm deciding to refuse that mentality, and I no longer want to think of myself as like again this thing that needs to be better, this project that I'm working on, or um, yeah, it's not always about happiness. It's not always about happiness. It's about being rather than doing. Um, so yeah, there's a lot that goes into this, and it's a topic that continues to fascinate me. But I as the last part of this video, I want to talk about like my emotions and how I genuinely feel lighter after coming to this conclusion, and like you know, realizing that I don't have to think of myself this way, because I think on a very personal level I've been taught to think like this. um, you know, I don't think I'm as competitive as I was brought up to be, and I don't think I necessarily see competition as the way to growth and to keeping things alive. I think friendship is the force of life, not competition. I think companionship, friendship is really truly the juice, the sauce of this life. It's really the company, you know, that you have in your life, and no matter what journey you're on, obviously, no, regardless of the destination, it's really important who you're doing it with. And I really like myself. I think like I've been trained to not like myself and not think of myself as good enough. But you know, once I kind of like put all that bullshit aside, and like that a lot of like socialization and like you know all these things, I really like myself, and I really fuck with myself, and I'm my own favorite person. I really enjoy spending time with myself. I would probably say I'm my own favorite person to hang out with. COVID really taught me that, but that more on that later. Yeah, and especially I will never like ever see myself in competition with another artist. I will continue to look for collaborators, collaborators, rather than, you know, like the conversations I'm gonna have with people, with artists that I collaborate with is like gonna be about like the ones that I really want to make stuff with. It's gonna be honest and it's gonna be about how we're feeling about this and how we feel about doing this together, because we are doing it together. Um, yeah, it's really funny to me how like even like as a film director, like you are the director, you are the visionary, but it's like it's nothing if you don't have a good team, and that team could be huge or small, but like at the end of the day, like you are directing, but like directing what? Directing who? There's no director without a crew. That kind of rhymed. Yo. Yeah. I am making these videos for myself. I really realized because I was watching them the other day and I was like, it's kind of like a diary. And just like, yeah, I hope to build up on it because these are concepts that I want to like not forget about and not not lose in the sea of information that I consume every day. But yeah, I'm good enough. You could use this part as affirmation for yourself. But yeah, basically, I am good enough. I fuck with myself. I love myself, and I look forward to life with myself. I should probably, hopefully, get going if I want to catch the film I'm trying to catch. But yeah, that's about it. Peace.